Hey family, it's your girl Naya, and I'm back again with another word. Straight from the Lord himself. This is not going to be a long video at all, y'all. As y'all can see, I have not posted a word in weeks, and that is because the Father has sat my butt down and literally had me doing what he needed me to do. I'm not going to go into it, but he had me doing other stuff. So I'm back today with a word from the Lord. Y'all, this word has been simmering in the crock pot, okay? The spiritual crock pot for at least like a week and a half. And I've been trying to put this word out, but it's like Abba was like, no, it's not time yet. It's not time. Wait, be patient. And I obeyed. But this morning, I'm like, okay, something just feels like it's pressing on me. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, now it's time to put out the word. I got a text message from God knows who. I don't even know whose number this was, but somebody had texted me and said, time, would you like to go out for dinner next weekend or some stuff? I don't know. I didn't reply back, but it's just funny because God keeps showing me time, specifically that word time. And then for the last 3 days, y'all, he's been showing me 2121. And in the Strongs, that means like timely. So I'm like, okay. Today marked the day, y'all. Today is August the 2nd. It's 3:18 p.m. God is good. Okay, so the word that God gave me was, God says, tomorrow it's time. Okay, and before I even get into the word, really, this is more so like a prophetic encouragement or rhema word for somebody who's literally stuck in the right now, and God needs you to move. God needs you to pick up your feet and go from wherever you are. I feel like I put a word out like this similarly, probably like a couple of months ago, and it was called, I don't even remember what it was called, but it was more so like a moving word. And I put out another word similar back in like February, but this word is different because I feel like whoever this word is for, you literally need a push. And I feel like that was me a couple months ago, and God sent somebody to me, literally like a spiritual midwife, a sister in Christ, who helped me get to where God needed me to go, spiritually and physically, to literally leave the place where I was at by faith, with no money, with no provision, and literally just go. I feel like whoever this word is for, you're literally going to know, because you're on the brink, you're on the cusp of making that next step. And so lately, God has been showing me all these departing numbers, and y'all, it's been like so many numbers. 650. These are Strong's Concordance numbers, by the way, but 657, 235, 360. Like, it's just been everywhere. So I was laying in the bed this morning, and I'm like, okay, God, like, you're still showing me departing numbers, because last week, y'all, it was so chaotic. Oh my goodness. Let me finish what I was saying. Let me get into that next. So Abba has been showing me so many departing numbers. So as I was laying in the bed this morning, I knew that God had gave me this word because he had been showing me 839 since like last week. And I knew that like every time that God shows me 839, sometimes it can mean different things for me specifically, but I know that when he showed me 839, the Strong's Concordance, that literally means tomorrow. And I was like, okay, God, so what's happening tomorrow? But every single time like tomorrow came, it was something specifically for me to do that he was instructing me to do. And I'm going to get into the next part in a second, but the departing numbers, as I was laying in the bed, I'm like, okay, God, like, you're still showing me departing numbers. I'm checking my bank account, and I know that tomorrow is my last day at this, well, supposed to be my last day at this hotel, but I'm like, okay, God, like, last week you were showing me all these departing numbers, and I actually was moving, like, I was moving different hotels. Abba told me to get rid of my car, got rid of my car. Now I'm taking Ubers, so I'm having to Uber to each hotel, find new hotels in the area that he moved me to, because I came to a whole new area now. And so I'm having to lug all this baggage, all these stuff that I accumulated on this moving journey. It's so funny how Abba does stuff, because he did that specifically for me to be able to have that testimony to share with whoever this word is for. So as I was laying there, I'm like, okay, God, like, am I leaving tomorrow? Am I going? Am I departing? But Abba said, did I ask you to leave? Did I tell you that it's time for you to leave? Because when I got to this place, it was like the final place for me as of right now in this season. And literally, y'all, when I came to this hotel, because I had been moving every single day, like I promise y'all, last week I was moving hotels like every single day almost. And so I'm like, at that point I was exhausted. My back was hurting because I had to carry this luggage. I'm taking Ubers. Like, even the Uber drivers, like the men who were driving, they were helping me, unload and pack my luggage back up. And it was just a lot. And I was just telling Abba, like, okay, Abba, like, I understand that you're doing something. I understand that you're moving me. I understand that you're testing me. You're building my faith. And so when I finally got to this hotel specifically, this is the only hotel that I've been to so far that literally has everything that I need. I didn't have to go out and get anything. I've been able to stay here because I don't have a vehicle to move me around. So I've been able to literally stay in this hotel and have everything that I need here. And when I got here, literally, y'all, God is so intentional because I didn't even know about this hotel specifically. I literally just found it out of nowhere, literally midway crying at the last hotel because I'm like, okay, God, like, I liked the last hotel, but Abba was like, no, this wasn't the final destination for now. I need you to leave again. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't want to leave, but I know that I have to. He was still showing me the departing numbers. And when I got to this hotel, there was literally, I'm not going to show y'all because I don't want my hotel name on here, but it was literally a pamphlet that says, unpack a little something extra during your stay. And at every hotel that I've been to so far, Abba has literally had me not, well, at that point, I'm like, yeah, I'm not unpacking this stuff because the next day I know I got to leave. But, the first hotel, I was there for a long time and I had unpacked everything and made like a little nesting thing going on. Like, I had my little candles, and by the grace of God, Abba had, sending provision. Y'all was sewing into ministry. So I had enough to, like make it like a little home, a little nest for me to just relax, kick back, and just put out my words whenever God needs me to. But this specific hotel was the only hotel that I've been to that literally says, unpack a little something extra during your stay. And then specifically, my hotel room number meant something very intentional for me, which I'm not going to share because it's very personal. But also, there was something in the front of the hotel, well, in the front of my room, they actually have a toaster in this specific room, and it literally says stay. And then another little pamphlet over there that says something about a stay, like get comfortable for your stay or something. And it was just so funny because, like, even at the last hotels, I was just not totally comfortable. Even though I really liked the hotel that I was at last, it just wasn't comfortable for me specifically. But when God brought me here, it was like God was like, okay, now you can rest, now you can abide, now you can prepare. And now today was the word. Now today was the release of him letting me go about with this word. And I feel like whoever this word is for, Abba needed me to go through all of that, all the moving, all the testing. Even just when I left my very first hotel, y'all know that I was there for a while. I didn't even go straight to another hotel because I didn't have no provision. So at that point, I was not even embarrassed. I was kind of upset with God because I'm like, God, you told me to leave, and then now you're sending me back to this specific place where I left, and there was no provision there. There was literally everything dried up. But I knew that I had to go back. So Abba sent me back. I had somebody come pick me up because I no longer had a vehicle. Had somebody come pick me up. So I had to go back to this place, which I didn't want to do, but I knew that I had to. Stayed there for 2 days. And I'm like, God, how long am I going to be here? Like, how long you finna have me here? Because I don't want to be here. And I literally knew, like, a day and a half later, I was about to get in the shower, and this specific person who I'm not going to name no names, the specific person who I was staying with was literally rushing me in the shower, like, you need to hurry up, render my water bill, all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay, yeah. Because I knew the last time that Abba had me leave, that was the exact same thing that had happened. So that same night, I had booked the room. I'm like, okay, God, yeah, I'm finna reserve the Uber, book the room, it's time to go. I say all that because Abba needed me to share all of this journey with whoever this word is for. Whoever this word is for, it's like you're on the brink. You already know where you are is no longer sustainable for what God has for you. You already know the journey that you've been on. You've outgrown that environment now. You know that where you are, the people surrounding you, the people in that environment, not to say that they're bad people, but you're outgrowing them. You're outgrowing that environment. And you don't have to be afraid of what's next, even if you feel like you don't have the provision, even if you feel like you don't know where the next is. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, like, the last 2 weeks, I didn't know where my next stay was going to be. I didn't know where the provision was going to come from. But literally, even after the first hotel, when I went back to the house that I had left, God literally sent provision 2 days later, and it came earlier than it was supposed to. So I knew that, okay, it's time to go. Abba sent the provision. That was what he wanted me to wait for. It was a test of my faith, because I could have easily said, okay, no, I'm going to make a post on the ministry and been disobedient and not had gone back, so that I can see. And God needed me to be reminded, okay, this is why I took you out of this environment, so that you can be reminded that was by faith. That was my glory over you. That was my grace over you, covering you. And I sent you back to remind you that this is never where I intended for you to stay. I needed you to be reminded that this is no longer sustainable for the journey that you are on. This is no longer fitting for the crown that you have on your head. So where you are right now, you specifically, God is saying that you need to get up and go. You need to do it in a timely manner. You need to do it because it's time, and the window is open for opportunity. And God is saying that the provision is going to come, but by your obedience. Just like I was laying in the bed, y'all, I'm looking at my bank account. I'm like, okay, Abba, everything in this hotel is saying stay, but my bank account is saying what we finna do. The provision is like, what we finna do, sis. What we doing, Abba? And God is like, okay, it's by your obedience now, because it's time. It's time. So I'm like, okay, now it's time for the 839 word. Now it's time for me to go and encourage whoever this word is for. Whoever this word is for, God is saying that it's time now. It's time for you to move. It's time for you to pick up your feet and go. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be questioning, okay? And also I want to share, because I literally had a dream this morning. This is so intentional, Abba. I had a dream this morning about a baby. I was holding a baby. So I don't know if this word is for multiple people. I don't know if this word is for a handful of y'all. But for whoever this word is for, maybe 1 or 2 of y'all, maybe 3, 10 of y'all. Maybe some of y'all are new to Christ. Maybe some of y'all are new to this walk. And some of y'all probably feel like you're questioning God's voice, or you're questioning if it's your flesh telling you to go or if it's God telling you to go. And God gave me a number when I opened my Bible, which was, I opened it up on 1331, y'all. And 1331 in the Strong's, I think this is the, I don't know if this is the Greek. Yeah, it's the Greek. Strong's 1331. It literally means to inquire thoroughly, to question closely. And it says, ask direction. So for whoever this word is for, somebody has been asking God for confirmation. Somebody has been asking God to give them the green light. This is your permission. This is your green light. This word is literally God confirming that what you heard was him. What you heard was not just your flesh. It was him telling you that now is the time to go. Now is the window of opportunity for you to leave and for him to take you to the next place, the next destination, because you don't know what's about to open up for you. You don't know when you walk through that door, everything is going to already be prepared for you. And let me just tell y'all, when I got to this specific hotel, every other hotel that I've been to literally had discount rates. And if you do more than one night, they make sure that you have like a prorated rate. But this specific hotel, God was like, no shortcuts, no discounts, pay the full price, and I'm going to cover you each and every step of the way. And when I was asking the girl, I'm like, okay, but why don't y'all give discounts? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, why y'all don't give discounts? Your girl's trying to, like, you know what I'm saying? Not to say I'm counting my pockets, because God makes sure that I have provision every step of my way. But it's like, I would be wanting to make sure that in each and every place we go, in each and every step we take, that we fully surrendering and fully trusting him, and fully knowing that even if you don't get a discount, even if you don't get a prorated rate for your room or whatever God has for you to do, a plane ticket or whatever, God is like, you don't need a discount. I got you covered. I got you covered. Every single dime that you spend, every single dollar that you spend, every single amount that you have to pay for is by me. The money is mine. Every single coin in your pocket, every single dime in your bank account is his. The provision is his, which is why when he tells us to sow, when he tells us to sow into somebody specific, you don't know what journey God is calling them on. You don't know what step he's asking them to take. It is not for us to question why you're sowing into a person or a ministry or a church or whatever, because you don't know what God is telling that person to do. You don't know by your obedience what door you're opening up for to somebody else, for God to work through you in order so that they may get his instruction fulfilled or prophecy fulfilled. Okay. And then also, y'all, it was something else that I wanted to show y'all. Oh, you know what? Not show y'all, but I had a dream about a baby. And basically the baby in the dream, I was holding the baby and I was feeding the baby. And I remember, this is the second dream that I've had within the last 2 days about a baby. So like I was saying before, Abba was like, whoever this word is for, somebody might be new I can't talk. Somebody might be new to Christ. Somebody might be new to this faith walk. Somebody might be new to this journey. And like I said before, you might be questioning. But Abba is saying, beloved, you don't have anything to worry about. Everything that I have for you is already prepared. Everything that I have for you is already, literally the way has already been made. The provision has already been made. And your reward comes by your obedience. So when I opened up my Bible, literally to page 1331, it led me to, it says, a call to build the house of the Lord. And I gotta read this for y'all, because it says in verse 1-2, it says, this is what the Lord Almighty says. These people say the time has not yet come to I'm talking too fast. It says, this is what the Lord Almighty says. These people say the time has not yet come to rebuild the Lord's house. Then the word of the Lord came through to prophet Haggai. Is it a time for you yourselves to be living your paneled houses while the house remains a ruin? It says, now this is what the Lord Almighty says. Give careful thought to your ways. You have planted much, but harvest little. Ooh, this is good. You have eat, but never have enough. You drink, but never have your fill. You put on clothes, but you are not warm. You earn wages only to put them in a purse with holes in it. Oh my goodness. It says, this is what the Lord Almighty says. Give careful thought to your ways. Go up into the mountains and bring down timber and build my house, so that I may take pleasure in it and be honored. This is what the Lord says. You expected much, but see, it turned out to be little. What you brought home, I blew away. Why? Declares the Lord Almighty, because of my house, which remains a ruin, while each of you is busy with your own house. Okay? And this is what the Lord says. He says, therefore, because of you, the heavens have withheld their dew, and the earth its crops. I call for a drought on the fields and the mountains on the grain, and on the new wine and olive oil, and everything else the ground produces, and people and livestock, and all on the labor of your hands. And I'm gonna just go down, y'all, because chapter 2 literally says the promised glory of the new house. So let me just sum all this up, because what God is saying is where you are right now, the provision has dried up on purpose. It's not by coincidence. It's not by happenstance. You know what I mean? It's not by, not happenstance. I don't even know the word I just tried to say, but y'all know what I'm saying. Like, it's not by coincidence that the provision has dried up and the people around you are starting to get on your nerves and irk your soul. It's by God's doing, because sometimes matter of fact, not even sometimes, most of the time, God needs to make us uncomfortable. Just like when I had to go back to the old house that God took me from the last time I left, the very first time that I left, he had me go back to remind me, this right here, this is not an escape route. This is never intended for you to stay long term. And let me just tell y'all, when I had went back, I already knew. I'm like, yeah, no ma'am, I love y'all, but I'm not trying to stay here. And let me just say, this is why God has to dry the provision up. But this time he sent provision for me to leave. He made me so, I'm not even gonna say annoyed, but so uncomfortable in that quick amount of time, to where I already knew when the provision came that I was leaving again. Literally, I already had the Uber schedule, my bags packed, everything already ready, literally. And so when God dries up provision, it's not for us to question, like, God, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to me? It's like, okay, something has changed. Something has shifted in the atmosphere. And now I need to go to God and ask him, where am I going next? What am I doing now? Where do you want me to go, Lord? Because obviously the mission and the assignment is changing in this season. And so now you have to ask God, okay, God, I'm surrendering. I don't know what else to do. I don't know where you want me to go, but I'm going to leave. I'm going to go where you call me to go. I'll go where you follow. Okay. So Abba is asking for his house to be rebuilt. And let me just say, this is a timely, opportune window. Okay. So when God says leave, when God says go, you already have been given your green light. You already have been given the okay. You've already been given the permission to leave. Okay. And this is not just a video for everybody, because everybody ain't leaving. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? This season specifically, this word specifically is for somebody specific. So you already know if God has called you to leave. You already know. You're not even, honestly, this word is just more so of a confirmation. This is like your green light. This is more so like your, okay, God, we were just talking about this. Now I'm watching this video And I know this is my, okay, this is my green light. Okay. And so God is so intentional. Oh my gosh. I wish I could show y'all this, but Abba literally led me to Ezra chapter 6. And y'all, the number on the page literally says 672. Let me show y'all, let me read to y'all what 672 means. God is not playing. And it's so funny because I thought the Strongs, so this morning when I was laying in bed, y'all, I was like, okay, Abba, you show me all these departing numbers, but Abba was like, did I tell you to leave, beloved? Everything around you is saying stay. So this word is not for you, but for someone else, okay? And this is the word. That's why he kept on reminding me about the word. So 672 in the Strong's Concordance, I think this is the Greek. It literally says to depart, to withdraw, to go away. And like I said, the last couple days, Abba has been showing me, because when I first got here, he stopped showing me departing numbers. And then the next day I start seeing them again. I'm start freaking out because I'm like, God, you didn't show me all this stay, and I didn't got here, and I'm loving it here, and it's comfortable, and I've been moving around every single day, and you finna have me move again. And Abba was like, no, beloved, stay tuned. Stay tuned. So this number literally means to depart. And on this page, it talks about the completion and dedication of the temple. So this is literally like an assignment shift for whoever this is for. Whoever this word is for, wherever you're going next, it's like God has called you into a new assignment to build his temple, to build whatever. I don't know if it's a business. I don't know if it's to write a book. I don't know if he's calling you into a period of just you and him. I don't know if he's calling you to new community. You know what I mean? New community, new people, new territory, new land. You know what I mean? New state, new city. Maybe God has already prepared people there to help you with whatever he's called you to do, whether it's writing a book, whether it's starting a business, whatever he's called you to do. You know what I'm saying? So let me see if God has anything else. And this is also like a word of encouragement for whoever this is for, because Abba just let me, well, I already knew this is a word of encouragement, but this specific verse, passage, is a word of encouragement. Wow, this is funny. God led me to page 840, but when you flip it over, it's literally, that's so funny, 839 right here, and it says patience. That is hilarious. Okay, so God had led me to Psalm 89 verse 19 through 29. I'm going to read that just for a word of encouragement for whoever this word is for. And it says, once you spoke in the vision to your faithful people, you said, I have bestowed strength on a warrior. I have raised up a young man from among the people. I have found David, my servant. With my sacred oil, I have anointed him. This may be for a man of God, to be honest. I feel like this part is for a specific man of God who is questioning whether or not to take the next step. I don't know what that next step may be for you, even if it's not specifically leaving physically, maybe spiritually, maybe emotionally. God is asking you to depart from certain things in your past so that you may be open to receive what God is bringing to you now. And I feel like this is like maybe like a twofold word, because for some people, some of y'all are leaving physically. And the first part of this word was a physical move, a physical go, a physical green light for you to leave and go to a new place. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this part specifically may be for somebody who God is not asking to leave physically, but he's giving you the, okay, it's time to depart from, not even saying like you have wicked ways, not saying that you've been disobedient or anything, but more so just like fear. Like let go of fear. Let go of you trying to have full control over the outcome of whatever he's called you to or whatever he's promised you, you know, whether that's a kingdom marriage journey, whether that's a wife that he's promised you, even if you are the one who left, you know what I'm saying? Even if you are the one who left and you're now asking God, like, okay, is it time for me to go back? Is it time for me to reconcile? Is it time for me to commit? You know what I'm saying? God is probably asking you to depart from fear, depart from not having the full revelation of the outcome, because sometimes he just needs you to take the next step and just trust him that it's all going to be worked out for you, and it's all going to come full circle. Like, God is not going to promise you anything and then just have you sitting there looking crazy and questioning. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes things be looking a little funny, but I feel like this word is specifically for a man of God. It could be for a woman of God, but I feel like specifically this is probably for a man of God who's questioning, who's on the brink, who may be ready, you know what I'm saying, ready to make the next step, whether it's commitment, whether it's a new job, whether it's a new business, whether it's a family, like you're wanting a family, you're wanting a wife, whatever, a new house, whatever it is, I don't know. Take that up with God, but I feel like this part is specifically a word of encouragement for a man of God. So I'm going to start over. Verse 19, Psalm 89 says, I have bestowed strength on a warrior. I have raised up a young man from among the people. I have found David my servant. With my sacred oil I have anointed him. My hand will sustain him. Surely my arm will strengthen him. The enemy will not get the better of him. The wicked will not oppress him. I will crush his foes before him and strike down the adversaries. My faithful love will be with him, and through my name his horn will be exalted. I will set his hand over the sea, his right hand over the rivers. He will call out to me, you are my Father, my God, and my rock. You are my Father, my God, the rock, my Savior, and I will appoint him to be my firstborn, the most exalted of the kings of the earth. I will maintain my love to him forever, and my covenant with him will never fail. I will establish his line forever, his throne as long as the heavens endure. So this is also a, what is the word? Confirmation that, like, even if this is for like a man of God who's waiting to reconcile with his wife, or waiting on his wife to reconcile back to him, whatever this is for, because I know a lot of y'all who are attached to my journey, attached to this channel, attached to this ministry, are also have been given the promise of kingdom marriage or whatever. And I feel like even the ending of this says, I will maintain my love to him forever, and my covenant with him will never fail. I will establish his line forever. That's talking about multiplying you. That's talking about your offspring. That's talking about you literally never failing to have a generation come after you. You know what I'm talking about? Offspring. So Abba is saying that what he's promised you, what he's told you, what he's shown you in dreams and in visions and his word, he meant that. And he's telling you that he's bringing it to you now, but it's going to come by your surrenderance. It's going to come by your obedience to surrender the plan. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes as men, I feel like, well, I'm not a man, so I can't really speak for men, but I know that a lot of men that I know sometimes find it hard to surrender the plan and not have it all figured out. I feel like sometimes it's okay for you to not have it all together. It's okay for you to not have it all planned out. Even if you want to propose, you don't have to have a ring in order for the covenant to be fulfilled. You don't have to have a fancy wedding. You don't have to have a fancy house. You don't have to have and I'm saying this because I feel like so many people, especially on this kingdom marriage journey, I feel like so many people have this idea in their minds that everything is supposed to be perfect, that everything is supposed to be like TV, I don't know, like this is real life. And sometimes things don't come together perfectly, but in God's eyes, he says that it's perfect, it's good, it's ready, it's his doing. You know what I'm saying? So as a man, I feel like for whoever this word is for, sometimes you may be thinking like, okay, well, I don't have the money right now, the provision right now to go out and buy a $2,000 ring. I don't have the provision right now to go out and buy a $1,000 ring or $800 ring. And this is God reminding you that you don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to have the perfect ring. You don't have, especially because the woman that God is bringing to you, she's not going to care about that. She's not going to have in her mind that, oh yeah, he got to spend a lot of money on my ring. He got to spend a lot of money on this house. Like, no, God, the woman that God is bringing you is going to already have the mindset, and she's already going to be attuned and accustomed to God's way of doing things. So it's not about the ring. It's not about the wedding. It's not about anything else but the covenant that God has promised the both of you. So this is confirmation for the man of God who this word is for, that depart from the fear, depart from the lacking mindset or lacking mentality that you have to have this and that in order to receive the blessing that God has for you, because that's not what God's saying. God's saying that he's giving you this blessing because he has made it ready. He has made it good now. And he's saying that you are ready. He's saying that this woman is ready. He's saying that the covenant is now ready. The covenant is now prepared. The covenant is now ready to be received fully by the both of you now. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be, let's just say God says that it's ready. You don't have to be perfect in order to receive your blessing. You know what I'm saying? His glory is going to cover it. His grace is going to cover you and the woman of God that he has for you. This word was not even like a kingdom marriage journey, but God just confirmed it again, because I just turned to the page number 1259, which literally means to reconcile. So whoever that was for, that part was for you. I wasn't even trying to make this a kingdom marriage word, but excuse me, this is like confirmation after confirmation. So man of God, if you're watching this, God also just took me to Zechariah 9:9. He keeps showing me this, and it literally says the coming of Zion's king. And it says, rejoice greatly, daughter Zion. Shout, daughter Jerusalem. See, your king comes to you, righteous and victorious, lowly and riding on a donkey. So the lowly and riding on a donkey means that this man of God you're watching, and also woman of God you're watching, this person is coming to you humbled. This person is coming to you not, I'm not gonna say not proud, but not what is the word, prideful anymore. You know what I'm saying? Whatever was in the past is in the past. And I just heard somebody say this 2 days ago. Literally, we're not talking about the past. They literally told me we're not talking about the past no more. We in the present. And God keeps showing me that word present and reward. So it's like the reward is here. Don't trip off nothing that happened in the past. Don't even think about anything in the past that may have withheld you back. Because God's saying, depart from all the old ways. Depart from everything that happened in the past. Depart from any old memories. Depart from any old ties to your old ways of thinking, your old ways of doing things, because now this is a new thing, and he's rewarding your obedience coming this far because you've done the work. That's what God is saying. So for some of y'all, oh my goodness, y'all, God just showed me that word again, present. So that's confirmation. And last night as I was scrolling the TV, I literally seen the reward. So this is the reward, okay? This is the month of new beginnings. And it's a lot of birthdays around me this month. So this is nothing but confirmation. I don't even remember what I was saying, but I hope that whoever caught that, caught it. And I'm going to read one more thing before I close this out, okay? So, I'm sorry, y'all. Somebody making a lot of noise. Let me hurry up, because we rebuke anything from the enemy. So, also Abba led me to Zechariah. Wow, and I was just talking about the month of August, which is 8. Y'all, I'm literally looking at Zechariah chapter 8, and that's where he just led me to read. So Zechariah 8:12 says, the seed will grow well, and the vine will yield its fruit. The ground will produce its crops, and the heavens will drop their dew. I will give all these things as an inheritance to the remnant of this people. Just as you, Judah and Israel, have been a curse among the nations, so I will save you, and you will be a blessing. Do not be afraid, but let your hands be strong. And I'm going to skip down to chapter 8:16. It says, these are the things you are to do. Speak the truth to one another, and render true and sound judgment in your courts. Do not plot evil against each other, and do not love to swear falsely. I hate all of this, declares the Lord. So that's also confirmation of depart from all the ways in the past, depart from all the memories in the past, because whatever this is, the month of August, new beginnings, this is God saying that everything that's happening from here on out is new. We're not talking about the old. We're not bringing up the old. We're not being bitter about old stuff. We're not tripping off old stuff, because this person has been remade. Even if they ain't perfect, even if you're not perfect, because you ain't perfect either, let's be honest. You're not perfect. This person is not perfect, but God has said that it's time and you're ready now. So when he brings this person to you, if he hasn't already, he's saying that, okay, now, new beginnings. Go forth. Step in it. Walk in it. Abide in it. This is the covenant, okay? The seed will grow well from here on out. It's no longer false starts. It's no longer we start and then we depart from each other. We separate from each other. Now it's abiding. Now it's about abiding. Now it's about covenant. Now it's about joining. Now it's about being united. Now it's about being together. Togetherness now. And God rewards. What is the scripture, y'all? God rewards, it says where 2 or 3 gather in my name. I think it's Ecclesiastes 4:4 4:11, I don't know. But it says, where 2 or 3 gather in my name, y'all know the scripture. Where 2 or 3 gather in my name, I don't know. I don't know what exact scripture that is, but I remember that scripture. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like when 2 or 3 gather in his name, he's going to be in the midst of that room, of that wherever you at. He's going to be there. His spirit is going to abide there. Okay, especially if he's called that person to you, and vice versa. Okay, and I think that's it, y'all. I think that's it. So I hope whoever this word was for, that you got what you needed, and that you got the confirmation that you needed to move forth, to go forth, to step in it, to walk in it, to run in it, to go forth and receive what Abba has for you. And also not being afraid, depart from fear, because the enemy wants us to stay bound. He wants us to stay in lack. He wants us to stay in drought. But God says, no, what I have for you is a surplus. What I have for you is provision. What I have for you is covenant. What I have for you is sacred. And you can't be around certain things. You can't be around certain things and receive something so heavy. You know what I'm saying? Because the covenant is heavy. The blessing that he has for you is heavy, and you can't be around everybody to receive that. You can't be in certain environments and receive something so heavy. You know what I'm saying? You can't give birth in certain rooms. You can't have certain people around you when you're giving birth. So Abba is saying that, like, when he's telling you to go, like right now, tomorrow, he's saying tomorrow for somebody, it's time. And even if that's not a physical departure for some of y'all, he's saying, let it go. Let go of the old. Let go of your old ways of thinking. Let go of even your presumptions, even your plans, even your blueprint of how you think it's going to happen, of how you think it should happen. Let it go. Because once you let it go and surrender it, God can bring it forth in the way that he always promised and intended for it to come to pass. So, I love y'all with the love of Christ. Whew, child. I also want to share, because this morning as I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, Abba, what we doing? What we doing? What are we doing? But Abba was saying that, like, even last night when he showed me the reward, this is also confirmation for somebody before I end the word. You're sitting there thinking how you're gonna do this move, especially for some of y'all who are called to depart physically. You're questioning God, how am I going to do this if I don't have a provision? And let me just tell y'all, the first time that God sent me out, I did not have a provision. I had probably like a good $40 in my name, and he told me to go to the hotel. I booked the hotel, and I didn't have enough to even book the hotel. And that's when I had made the other departure word that he gave me for somebody else. And it was like a 643, and it was another 657, that word. And I didn't have the money, so I had to sit in the park. I went in there, tried to book the room, but I didn't have enough. So I had to go back, take all my suitcases back in my car, load my car back up, and sit in my car. Y'all, I was crying. And then I said, okay, God, this is intentional. I know that you need me to do something. Anytime that things don't work out like I thought they were going to work out, it's always for a reason, to build my faith and to keep me, you know what I'm saying, on my post. So that's when God had me do my video, and he had me ask for provision. As I'm sitting there, literally, I got the provision as I'm recording the word. And I wanted to tell y'all that even this morning, as I'm sitting there, I've been on this journey long enough now to know that even if provision doesn't look like it's given, even if provision doesn't look like it's there, God is saying, all I need for you to do is be obedient. Whether that's for me specifically, like God has given me and blessed me with this ministry, and also blessed me with the community. I'm so grateful for y'all. Like, even just me asking for help, even when I don't want to do it, even when sometimes, yes, it feels embarrassing, but I don't even care, because I'm not just going to sit here and not be obedient because of what someone else might think. You know what I'm saying? So even this morning, as I'm sitting there looking at my account and knowing that tomorrow provision is not there, and I know that God is saying stay. And so now he was telling me, like, even last night, me seeing the reward on TV, not once but twice, and it was like God saying, okay, now it's time for you to make the word, put out the word for your fellow brothers and sisters, so that they may get the confirmation that they need. And I'm going to reward you for your obedience, because you've been faithful. Even though God does not have me make videos every day. Y'all know I only come on here when he sends me on here. I don't just come on here to just be spitting out words just because, you know what I'm saying, for a YouTube paycheck. Because being on YouTube don't pay that much. You know what I'm saying? So when I come on here and ask for assistance, I'm actually asking for assistance because Abba has led me to do so. Let me just make that clear. I'm not coming on here begging. I'm coming on here being obedient. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to encourage somebody, because even us coming on here, even us coming on here doing these words, being obedient, obeying God, is not perfect. Things don't always look how we think they're going to look. Things don't always look, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes things look questionable to us too. And sometimes we question, we ask God things, and we sit and we cry. But sometimes you got to remind yourself to get back up and take it back to God and allow him to give you instruction to get to where you need him to. I can't even talk. To get to where he needs you to be. You know what I'm saying? Because it's by your obedience and your faithfulness and your, I already said obedience. By your obedience is going to get you what you need in order to sustain what he has for you. Like even this room, even if Abba has me come on here and ask for provision, then that's what he's going to have me do. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody else got to say. Because if Abba says, stay in this room, ask for provision so that you can pay for your room, I'm going to be obedient. I don't care what anybody else has to say about that. You know what I'm saying? I have to be obedient before anybody else's opinion comes to mind. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you have to do on this journey. It's not about what other people think. It's not about what other people have to say about you doing the Lord's work. Because at the end of the day, this is the Lord's work. You doing ministry, you starting a business, you being faithful with the business that he gave you, you being faithful with the ministry, the people that he's assigned to you is ministry. So it's not like you're just coming on here begging. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm on here begging. I'm being obedient. And I just want to make that clear for some of y'all who have it mixed up. Like, it's not the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But for whoever this word is for, I pray that you receive this word. I pray that you have got what you needed out of this word. I pray that it penetrated deeply into your spirit so that you may take this word back to God and sit there in prayer, in humbleness, in meekness, and get the next step, the next instruction. You know what I'm saying? So please do your due diligence and sit with God on this word so that you may know what to do going forth, okay? Because I want you to receive all that God has for you. So without further ado, if you feel led to sow into the ministry, of course, pray on it, take it back to Abba. But if you feel led to sow in the ministry, information will be in my description box. Y'all, the information is always in my description box. Sometimes y'all email me and ask me, but the information is always in my description box, okay? It's always in my description box. So, and also if you feel led to email me with any prayer requests, I'm open to that this upcoming week. Even if I don't respond back, y'all, lately God has been just having me abiding in his presence, not really communicating as much as I used to, especially through emails with different people, especially as the ministry is growing. Sometimes, you know, everybody ain't from God, you know what I'm saying? I be having to test spirit. But even if I don't respond back, I'm going to pray over the prayer requests. Even if you sow a seed, I pray over every single seed. So even if you sow a seed, you can attach a prayer request to that seed, okay? And I'll pray over it like I always do. And also praying over the ministry. So without further ado, I love y'all with the love of Christ. Make sure y'all say y'all prayers today. Today is Sunday. Hope y'all have a great rest of y'all Sunday. And I will be back when Abba sends me. Peace out, y'all.